Hi, Bo Huffman here from the Hastings and Kearney GNCs. We want each and every single person to live well each and every day. So whatever your health need, question, or concern, we're here to do just that for you. So whether it's a multivitamin, a fish oil, a calcium, whatever the case may be, we want you to live well each and every day to get the most out of your life.
Hey guys, welcome to the Sports Hub, brought to you by GNC. I'm your host, Connor O'Gara. You already know who this guy is, Nathan Hart. We are into basketball season, a few weeks in here, and we're finally starting to see some players emerge and kind of distance themselves from the pack. We're going to start with our 3 stars, and of course, it's got to start with Brooke Kissinger. She had a 33-point game last Saturday, and you got to see that.
Yeah, talk about players rising to the top. She's already there. But Brooke Kissinger off to another great start this season. 28 points in the first half, 33 overall on Saturday against Aurora. They've been winning big, but this team has big goals in mind this year, and it's nice to see them off to a great start.
And Brennan Kohler off to a great start for Arapahoe. He had a big 26-11 game in a win over Hayes Center, and he is a guy that the Warriors need to look to rely on. We talked about it in football season with Caden Waverka getting outside help, getting guys to contribit with the scoring, and he is a guy that they're going to look to rely on heavily this season. We talked about the talent that Arapahoe lost with Milo Vanovic. I said it right this time. Wyatt Anderson and Gage Schutz, of course. They lost a ton of talent from that starting lineup. They need Kohler to step up, provide some big minutes for him. And another guy that is emerging and really emerged, you got to see him last night, was Brady Standage of Ravenna.
Yeah, talk about 3 stars. This feature is designed for a player like him. Coach Paul Baranich said Standage had his best game ever from Pee Wee basketball on against Kearney Catholic, 26 points. 11 for 16 shooting, just dominated down low, kind of methodical plotting, took his time, got his baskets. Kearney Catholic had no answer. If he can get going, if they can develop him as a post presence, Ravenna is going to be a good team this year.
And like I said last week, if you have a star that you want nominated for the 3 stars, shoot us an email. That's sports@kearneyhub.com, subject line 3 stars. And for our GNC Muscle Man pick of the week, we have a big showdown this Saturday against Cozad and Southern Valley. Haymaker's going to make the trip to Oxford. And I'm going to go with Southern Valley 58, Cozad 54. And I'm saying this now because I think this could be a different result now than it would be, say, in February. I just think that right now Southern Valley is on such a roll. They're number 2 right now in C2 and have just gotten off to a really good start to the season. Cozad, of course, had that long football season. And really, their big playmakers for football are exactly what they use for basketball. And I think those kids will be even better in February. They're a really good team right now, and I think they're going to give Southern Valley a run for their money. But I just think the Eagles have too much in this one. And I got a chance to catch up with Kearney High basketball coach Scott Steinbrook. He talked about his team's 0-4 start. They haven't necessarily played the best basketball that they want to. He thinks that this team still has many strides that they can make, but right now they have to be able to correct a few things to get that first win on the board.
Well, the season opening weekend was a tough one for us. We dropped both those games. A tough one at home versus Bell West. They kind of ran away from us there in the second half, and then going on the road that next day to Millard West. Yeah, we played better in the second half of that game, but it's a starting point. That first weekend, in the past years, we've been going down to Hayes, Kansas, 3 games on the road. You can kind of ease into the season a little bit, kind of feel things out and where you think the guys are. But we just had to hit the ground running this year, and that was fun. Kids enjoyed playing teams like that right out of the gate, and it was challenging. We made it through the weekend healthy. We learned about ourselves a little bit, learned about some strengths and weaknesses. Bell West obviously guarded us probably as well as we're going to see all year long, so that emphasized some things we had to get better in our full court transition offense, but especially in our half court offense.
And for our On the Rise segment, here are 2 teams that are making strides early in the season. We got started off with the Lexington boys. Here's a 5-win team from last season. They're 3-2 already. They lost to York on Saturday. York's a good team, but they picked up a good win last Thursday against Holdridge. Here's a team that's got the parts to put together a nice team. Lewis is a playmaker. They got a point guard in Arlis Alvarez. They got some scores. They played a good trapping defense against Holdridge, especially early in the game. Coach Jeremy Whistler talked about they need some belief, some confidence. Here's a team that didn't win many games last year. They got to believe that they're a good team, that they can compete with other teams. If they can get that together, then they can put together a decent season.
And another young team, or a team that was young last year that we fully expect to get more wins this year, the Ravenna girls, a team last year that lost in the LPC tournament title game to Kearney Catholic. And we got to see how much improvement they've made in that loss to Kearney Catholic. Kearney Catholic, obviously a different team this year. But really, this team is making that next step with a senior-dominated core. They, of course, have Kalen Bassnett, Sydney Kuchera, and Amy Johnson. Those are their three main cogs that they look to rely on. And this is a team that first-year head coach Noah Malsby believes can make that next step. They're going to compete even better, I think, this year in the LPC. A team that got off to a really good start and could get past that sub-district final that they were at last year. So a couple teams to definitely watch out for in the area. We got a full slate of basketball this weekend. Gibbon and Ravenna are going to square off. We got Kearney Catholic and Elm Creek. Those two teams are going to battle, and just a bunch of really good games across the Hub territory. We will not be here next week. It's a holiday week for us, holiday week for the athletes. We will be back here in 2 weeks ready to go. We'll be covering a ton of basketball in between that time. Teams looking to make that next step over the holidays, and so we will be gone. So in 2 weeks, I guess we'll see you. So for Nathan Hart, Connor O'Gara, this has been the Sports Hub brought to you by GNC. Thanks, guys. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
And Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.